What's going on, smart movers? Strizzy here, Strizzy Report, StrizzyReport.com. What a week. What a week. And I know you know exactly what I'm talking about. This week's recap, I'm just going to dive in a little essay, a little manifesto, a little report that I wrote. And not to get too political in what's going on, just focus really on what the individual could do, because everything's going on around us and those are things that are out of our control. We're just here watching it. Okay, so I'm gonna just read to you what I wrote. So I said, it's been a hell of a week for us in America. We're literally watching history in the making. Whether you're on the left side or the right side, doesn't matter. Okay. President Trump has initiated a trade war on the world, and like tennis spectators, the American people are looking to the left and to the right, then the left again, trying to see who has the advantage. Is it us? Is it the American people? Is it the top 5-10%? Is it the billionaires? Is it other countries like China, Russia? Who will win this trade war? Okay. We look back to the right and then boom, there's a footfall. These are questions that got me dissecting the past. I love researching history as a whole, but this research was more direct and purposeful. It involves stock market crashes, historical tariffs, trade wars, and world wars. Doing this type of research can help us make better decisions in our personal and financial lives without falling victim to the endless sensationalized, scare tactic, hope and a wish news trends. We really owe it to ourselves, smart movers, and we owe it also to our families to understand how we can develop a war chest during this time to secure our futures. If you're like me, you're probably a little too young for the 2001 crash, a little too naive for the 2008 crash, and not prepared at all for the 2020 crash. Do you know that in spring of 2020, crude oil, the barrel per barrel, crude oil, went down to $0 per barrel? In fact, in March, it actually went negative. It was like negative $40, right? I'm going to show you that chart. If your war chest was ready for action and you invested, let's say, $5,000, you literally could be in upwards of $370,000 as of January 2024, when the price of crude oil increased to about $74. But we didn't see those opportunities. No, you know why we didn't see them? Because we were masked up, we were locked down, we were living in fear of one another and fighting over toilet paper at Walmart. And worst of all, our war chest was not built yet. Every downturn has an opportunity. Each crisis presents an opportunity for character building and having a positive posture to face it. This comes with preparedness and prudence, the two P's that we're going to focus on today in this weekly recap. As smart movers, we need to move in silence, all right? Develop our posture and reshape our thinking so we don't miss these magical moments to invest and move differently. There's only two types of people that run inside a burning building, okay? When a building's on fire, there's two types of people that runs inside. It's an insane person and it's firefighters, okay? Everyone's running out. These two people will actually run in. We can only respect one of them, okay? We're going to respect the firefighters, but that's insanity. The definition of insanity, we all know. You're doing the same things over and over and over and expecting a different result. But here's the problem with that, is that history repeats itself, right? 2001, the cats that was there for Black Monday in the 80s, they're going to say, 87, 2001, 2008, the dot-com, all of that. They're going to remember all that. You see how this repeats itself. And 2020, I was like, I got to get ready. That's when I started saying, I got to get ready. This is crazy how a whole world could be shut down. And I'm just not prepared, right? So that's what this is. That's what we're focused on here as Smart Movers. You may see a lot of videos that I put out that's about where to move, the best smart moves, the best decision, better taxes here. That's just a little cut, a little piece of what needs to take place, right? When you step outside of the matrix, when you step outside of, doing it for other people, when you step outside the influencer culture or, that lifestyle, and you really like, shit, I gotta make something happen for myself and my fams. I got real kids to feed, I got real big bills to pay. And I want to live a happy life. And what does that entail? So we're done with the insanity, because if history repeats itself, we could capture the clues, right? There's clues in history. We can capture that and do something about it. So let's talk about preparedness. The definition of prepare is to make ready beforehand for some purpose, use or activity, to put in a proper state of mind, to work out the details of, to put together, compound, to put into written form. Are you prepared? As you see, I am, that book. That book is the feature. I've been reading it for the last couple weeks here. That book is the feature right there. Are you prepared for a new monetary system? I noticed I was trying to make a short on YouTube. I made a couple shorts. They've been going well. Little 1K view here, little 500 here. But the moment I put a short up that said, let it all come burning down, let it all come crashing down, the old monetary system is out of here, fiat is out of here, it's time that we, level the playing field. 2 views. I was like, whoa, okay. YouTube is, they're blocking that speech, that type of speech. And it's not like you can't get it anywhere. There's more people saying this now because more people are awake, right? About how the Fed are, they just been doing some criminal shit to the American people. They're not a part of the government. They're a private company. And what they've done and what they've been doing, and in like financing wars, that's their tagline. We finance wars. We need a war when it's time. And then pump a lot of money in the system. Doesn't work out for me and you at the end, okay? So preparedness is all about, setting a goal, building that war chest, pulling back a little, constricting, saying this year, I'm going to do things differently. I'm not going to go out as much, okay? I'm not going to spend. See, that's the problem, is that we are so involved and so, programmed for consumerism. Things we don't need, we got tons of, and we want more. Amazon, I'm sure if you guys click your Amazon and go check your 90-day orders and activity, it's probably 80% of shit you don't need on there. It's just things nice to have. So it's all about constricting and saving and getting out of debt. That's the next part of it, is just, no matter what. And I don't know if you guys read The Richest Man in Babylon. It's probably one of the best books on wealth and debt for me. But to always be in debt is to always have a master, right? You're always a slave in terms like that. So that's a part of the preparedness war chest. But it doesn't mean that you gotta get with it and be ready to go tomorrow. It takes time to build this war chest. I just don't want to keep saying I missed the 2001, I missed the 220, the 2020. I'm missing this. I'm missing this one. Because right now, companies that you couldn't afford before, if you were investing, that's, it's not bottomed out yet, but those are the type of things. Look at Warren Buffett. He's the only one that he lost money, but year over year, he has a positive. He's like plus 12 billion. Okay. Everyone else is just losers on the chart. Why? Because patience, right? So I think a part of the preparedness package is to have the utmost patience and prudence and thinking before we take an action, thinking before we do something. So I wanted to say something else about that. I believe it's the number one killer. We worry so much. And when we think about why we're worrying, a lot of it has to do with money. So you ever heard, money doesn't make me happy? Money don't, yes, it can. It really literally can, when you don't have debt, when you don't have this worry, this always anxious, anxiety feeling around life. Oh man, you're a free spirit. You're a free spirit. I remember I was in a relationship and payday, we was happy. Together, we piled the money. We were the happiest people. 4 days after payday, oh shit, worried. Okay, but how do you get rid of debt? There's snowball, avalanche, settlements. There's all sorts of different ways to get rid of debt. But the best way to get rid of debt and to start getting rid of debt is not to get into further debt. That's the key. Let's not get into further debt. And, if you have to, don't be afraid of bankruptcy. And guys, this is not financial advice. Let me put that out there right now. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is building a war chest, and this is things I'm doing. Okay. So, I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. You ain't gonna run and say, Strizzy told me to. No, Strizzy didn't say nothing, okay? Strizzy's talking about herself, okay? So, but let's talk about some of the famous people that filed bankruptcy. I know you know the big one, okay? Everyone uses it as a meme now, Donald Trump. But Dave Ramsey, Dave Ramsey, okay, filed bankruptcy. Henry Ford, Model 2.0, Model 2, whatever. Ford, he filed bankruptcy. 50 Cent filed bankruptcy. Abraham Lincoln filed bankruptcy. Okay, Marvin Gaye, okay, filed bankruptcy. Mike Tyson filed bankruptcy. He knocked the debt up out of there. Larry King filed bankruptcy. And also Walt Disney. There's tons more. I just wanted to give you just a little sample on the petri dish. Don't be afraid. If you've tried everything else and now you come to the end of the road, bankruptcy might be it. But again, go get financial advice from a financial advisor. Okay, I'm not that. All right, so and it puts us in a place where we're scared, right? Where we live in fear. So when the prices do go up based off of the tariff, we're scared. Look at what we said with eggs. Eggs went up. We don't know how to act. Toilet paper during 2020, we don't know how to act. If there is a hurricane or a tornado or some sort of catastrophic thing happening in your area, can you jump on a plane and take a flight up out of there? Can you save your family? It instills, when you don't have, it instills fear, and your posture is lesser than that of who doesn't have that fear, who doesn't have that worry. So those are the type of things to think about. Hey, before we continue, do you know that I have a email newsletter that I send out every Sunday? I want you to be a part of it. It's the Smart Movers Club. Just head over to strizzyreport.com. It's 100% free right now. Because I've been writing these fingers off for real. Okay. All right. strizzyreport.com. Check it out. All right, so let's talk about prudence. My favorite guy, I don't have his book. Highlighted. This is going to be the highlight corner. Whatever I'm reading now, that's going to be there. But this book, it's Benjamin Franklin. I think he has the best definition on prudence than anyone else. So Benji said, let me find it. Okay, here we go. It goes beyond simply being cautious. It's about making wise choices based on a thorough understanding of the situation and potential outcomes. So we're not just looking at it and just quickly making a decision. We get something, and it could be as small as, hey, yo, you want to come out tonight? To as big as, hey, should we invest in this property? Like those, prudence comes on all levels. If you have to act quick, you might as well be saving your life, right? The only time you should be acting quick and irrational and fight or flight type shit is when you're saving your own life. And that's when you need not think, okay? You need to just act and get up out of there, defend yourself, or whatever the case may be. But when you have time and you're not in a life-saving measure, think about what you're doing. Think about the outcomes. Think about the potentials. It's probably better to be a little more risk adverse. Younger, you tend to be more risky. You're ready to go in there. But however, when you're dealing with life's problems, when you're dealing with life's questions, my brother does it the best. Hey, I'll give you a call back. He won't call me back for 2 weeks. Hey, what's up? You gonna help me out? You gonna do that? Yeah, I thought about it. Damn, it took you that long to think about it? Yes, it does. So I gave an example here. And I said, you've been working on your war chest, right? You've been working on your posture. You've been working on your debt. You've been just putting different things in motion. You've been going silent. You've been turning off the news. You've been, less and less social media in your life. You've been taking a different road, right? And then suppose somebody hits you up and says, hey, Bianca, or whatever, Joe. Hey, Joe, let's go out tonight. I haven't seen you in a while. Let's catch up. You're already on you're on your game plan. You're on the road. You're on your path. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? See, it's okay to be like, man, I've been winning. I've been sticking to this thing. I've been doing well, right? You want to say that. You want to say that. And it's fine. But do they care? The person on the other line, do they care what's going on? Do they care about your time? Do they care about what you put in place for yourself? Even if you told them, ain't nobody gonna care. That's why it's better you don't say a thing. Okay? That's why it's better you shut your mouth. Okay? Bianca shouldn't go. Joe shouldn't go. If someone could interrupt your timeline that quick and say, let's go out tonight, then you ain't got shit going on in your life. What are you doing? Yo, you want to go out tonight? Let's go have some fun. I didn't see you in a while. Let's go. And you're like, okay, I see. Yeah, where are you? Okay, I'll be there. What you got going on in your life? You a whole punching bag at this point, The answer is no. We gotta decline. Okay? And you know what it is? And I think this is a big problem in our community. It's FOMO. It's the fear of missing out. We got to be okay with missing out. Okay? We got to be okay when not watching the show or the series. We may have to catch it at another point, another time in life. It's not important. So you actually put things that are prioritized in front of you. Okay? So Smart movers is just about building a plan and creating a war chest, because we are in the times of wars right now. And we're not just talking on a physical level, we're talking on a spiritual level, we're talking on a financial level, we're talking on a mental level. It's a war going on outside. Everybody's scared from. You can't run or hide. I messed up one word in there and I forgot the line. It's a war going on outside. No one's scared. No man's scared from. No, damn. That's a shame. That's a shame. All right, guys. So, two things. Debt is cancer, right? Say no way more than you say yes, right? Then we got prudence. Then we got preparedness. It's all about being a smart mover. Move smarter. And that's the whole line of this thing. Move smarter. It's not just moving and picking up your family and going to another state. It's moving. Your whole posture. Your whole character. With your direction. Your determination. You're moving smarter. All right? Hey, thanks for watching tonight. Hope you have a beautiful rest of the Sunday. I was trying to mow the lawn today. It's a wild ass. I don't know what's going on out there. It's wild. That grass is doing its thing. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, I was like, I got to get out there. It's going to rain, though. I've been seeing alerts. It didn't rain a bit. Saturday, it didn't rain a bit. I get out there today. God said, get your ass back in the house. So here I am. Guys, again, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Like, share, and comment. I love you guys. Be good to each other. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but I think when we got a good tight-knit team and community, we can help each other advance. You know, no one knows it all, you know. And don't forget, get that book, pick it up so you know a little bit about the inside mechanics of what's going on with the Fed and with what the monetary system is. And let it all crash down and level the playing field. Peace.